Hello and welcome to WrestleCulture. I'll wait till he's sat down for this.
Looking forward to it.
As always.
As
obviously.
always.
Ready?
It's going to go to number one, this, apparently. That was...
Number one. That's one of the options.
One of the options.
It's either going to number one on the charts or it's going to be epic.
Yes.
So,
No. We'll let you be the judge of which one it's going to be.
piano as well.
Go up to Tony. Tell him I'm sorry. I've got some bad news to impart. I had to tell him they need the stadium. His London plan's falling apart. All in ain't happening at Wembley. To Globe Life Field we must depart. All in ain't happening at Wembley. Coldplay playing songs from the charts.
Dun, 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 dun.
Boy, that must suck for the marks. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture.
Just let that one sit for a while.
Joined by Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers from WhatCulture, because all that goes on in wrestling this week, including the slightly later realisation that the reason why All In at Wembley isn't at Wembley is because of Coldplay, hence The Scientist.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, Smackdown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Nicholas and Phil. Haircut.
No, his name's Phil.
Sorry, yes.
Phil.
Said this before, my eyes are down here.
Your eyes are down here.
Down here.
Down here.
Down here.
My eyes are here.
My eyes are down here, guys.
Yeah.
Lots of wrestling to talk about from this week. What's been your favourite moment?
Yeah, I've not watched anything. I'm just going to come out and say it. I was at Glastonbury. Wrestling was the last thing on my mind. I went completely off the grid, and it was lovely.
Yes. It looked amazing from your Instagram stories that I saw.
It was good fun.
My favourite being, of course, the last one.
The last one. The naked man with a firework up his bum.
There you go.
And England weren't even in a final this time.
Not this time.
Glastonbury.
Yes, that's Glasgow for you. You ever done Glasgow?
Never.
It's on the bucket list.
No.
Is it now that you know there's naked men with fireworks up their
No.
Is it not? I've got to put it right to the top.
Nah. I've got a hard... You once said to me, and it's, I don't usually agree with many... Sorry, I'll retreat on that one. I don't usually disagree with many things that you say. I feel like we're on a pretty similar wavelength. But you once said to me, and if this ever there was a sales pitch for me to not go to Glastonbury, you said, it's not about the music at Glastonbury. You said these words to me. And I remember thinking, if I'm spending that much money on a ticket, it flipping better be.
It can't be about the music because you don't know what you're going to get.
And that's why I disagree with it wholeheartedly. I'm like, they should announce what... a huge bugbear with this. If I'm spending that much money, I want to know who's playing. And I absolutely despise the ticketing system. I think it's like having to like register and that. So it's easy for you because obviously when you work at it, you don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to do all that thing. I've never tried. And it's because I like resent the fact that they would even try. Like, who do you think you are? How much time do you think I have to do this?
I think
you
I
want
tried,
my money? Make it easy for me.
I think I tried once, but I'm fairly certain when the tickets went on sale, I was also on like a lad's holiday in America. So I was like, no great loss.
And also, genuinely, much like the World Cup, I just like it as a spectacle on telly.
Yeah.
The coverage is so good.
It is, yeah.
Like, that you've made it too easy for me. You've literally brought it to my living room.
They don't put the guys with fireworks up the bums on telly.
Yeah,
though,
you know what? It's going to shock you, this, Phil. I've seen guys with fireworks up their arse in real life.
Yeah.
It ain't all that. I'm just like, why? There's fireworks in the sky. What are you going to do now when you need a poo? It burned it.
Long-term listeners of WrestleCulture, or at least long-term as in 2 weeks ago, will be pleased to know that I did go and see Nile Rodgers. I did end up knowing who he was, and he was absolutely bloody wonderful. So there's a nice little payoff to that as well.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. You know what I mean? And it's all the time when you meet.
No, the reason you have such a great experience at Glasgow is you've sort of worked your way up the totem pole of jobs there, right?
Yep.
You were on...
Started with the jobbies.
I was going to say, what was the worst one you had to do?
The very first one. The very first one, I was cleaning the long duck toilets.
Explain. I was going to say, explain it to the people at home who might not know about this scheme that you can actually get involved with.
So
I don't mean that as a plot and a scheme. I mean it's an actual...
it's a good scheme. I volunteer through WaterAid, who look after all of the water on site, which is toilets and water, obviously. Brought to you by WaterAid. They do a wonderful job. You get a wonderful campsite with snacks and tea and coffee and power and showers, and it's all bloody lovely. And they're all really, really nice. But obviously, there's some jobs that are better than others. First year, we were cleaning the long drop toilets, which is quite grim. Although the stories from the dance tent toilets were way worse than what I got, because I was just hanging about around West Holtz and things, and it was generally okay as far as cleaning festival toilets goes. But then after that, I've been like a little picker, which was lovely because I was just at the bar at the Pyramid stage, wandering about, dancing to Kylie Minogue while picking some litter.
Oh, that looks really good. Those are mine now.
We did post-festival cleanup, which was like just you stay for an extra 3 days afterwards.
That's
and
not
clear
bad,
all
is
the
it?
tents out of the way, but you get the entire festival for free to do whatever the hell you want. And we did the good loos, which are like they're like standout like best toilets on site to
the fancy
let people know that
toilets.
Toilets are actually pretty good when 1 in 5 people in the world don't have a toilet or access to a clean toilet. So that's the kind of point of it. But this year we were on the accessible viewing platforms for the Pyramid Stage, which meant I just sat and watched Pyramid Stage acts and occasionally wiped a Portaloo, and it was super easy and great. Go WaterAid.
Yeah.
Go volunteer for
That's
WaterAid.
fantastic.
It's good stuff.
So if you're sitting at home thinking, you know what I want to do?
I can't be bothered paying for a ticket to go see Glastonbury.
I wouldn't wipe my arse with a Glastonbury ticket, but I would take one for free and clean the toilet.
There you go.
And has he got news for you?
You get some food too, and you get to use the staff bars, which have cheap booze.
Oh, that is good. What is a Glasgow ticket going for nowadays?
I don't even know, like 350 quid or something crazy. It's a lot.
Good.
And that like doesn't include camping, I think, as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got to get there, and it's like, Jesus.
And was Mark Henry at Glastonbury this year, or
No.
or Swerve or Prince Nana? Oh, just funny that. What cheaper to get tickets to Sweet Chin Disco, Dice.fm. We're all over the UK. You don't have to travel that far, and it's a post-show party.
Oh, that's nice. That's not at Sweet Chin Disco,
Good
though,
point.
is she?
Well, special guests. So
Yep.
can't rule it out.
I would be careful where you go with that one. Because
God's a rich change.
a little star, a little asterisk.
Now, the reason I wanted to talk about the
Upon
varied
Mark
jobs the varied jobs that you've done is the job of a
Like
wrestler.
we went straight from toilets to Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Which, I'm not sure.
You ever have to clean up sick, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Some excuse.
I mean, a lot of things happen in toilets at festivals.
There's been a lot of things happen to some people, even when you're sitting in your house. Just
Mind your own business.
mind
7
your own
o'clock in the
business.
morning. Smackdown preview if you want to know more.
I'm really tired, Phil. Like I'm genuine. I'm just not doing a bit. Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered today. Do we do it again?
Yeah.
Have we got time?
Yeah,
we got time. I'm tired today, Phil. 2 reasons. One's a good reason. I've been playing on the new Death Stranding,
Okay.
so I've been like just playing on that till.
Was there a new one?
Controversial take. Don't like Death
That's
Stranding.
okay. Nobody asked
Too
you.
long. It's too slow.
It's on the list. I'm going to get it. Red Dead 2.
I'm never ever going to play that.
Red Dead 2, Elden Ring, then on to Death Stranding for me.
Yep, and then dead. So I've been enjoying that. I very much like it. It's my kind of shtick. So I've been enjoying that. And then I tried to go to sleep last night. I just couldn't get to sleep. I was just tired. It was hot. Whatever. Weirdly, just, when you're too tired to go to sleep. Weird. Finally got to sleep. Late hours of the morning. And I am awoken in the early hours of the morning by the sound. I'm sorry if you've already seen this, but as you can tell, this is all I've got in my tank today. So I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay.
I'll give you a really short version, and then you can go and watch the rest of it on the Smackdown preview.
Yeah.
Short version is, Phil, I was woke up by a seagull this morning who was trapped on my balcony because he'd got on but couldn't get back out because the wingspan couldn't get far enough to get enough elevation.
Okay, yeah.
So I went out to save him. Here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't ask. Didn't have time, really. I went out to save them. And I took a towel. I looked it up on Google. Supposed to take a towel and like put them in a towel. And then like,
yeah.
And as I opened the door and then like had to shut it behind me because it was a balcony. I didn't want to get in the house, obviously.
Yep.
This seagull just went absolutely crazy. Like it was already, they were already freaking out at the sight of me at the door. I got out and it was like, it just wouldn't stop flapping. And you know, like it was like, look, because they have to look like on the side. So it's like looking at me from the side, going like, it's going crazy. Its hands were like hitting the things on my balcony, and it got itself right into the corner of the little glass bit of my balcony. And the quick end of this story is that as I went to go and like get it, it just started projectile vomiting all over the balcony. Because apparently that's a defense mechanism the birds do when they feel threatened by a predator, which apparently is what I am now. So take that, Randy Orton. And yeah, it was just literally sick, shooting off the balcony glass, hitting the bird in the face, to the point where I was like, and I was obviously shouting at this bird at 7 o'clock in the morning after I tried so carefully not to wake my neighbours. So I'm just like, I'm like, stop doing that, man. I'm trying to help you. Stop being sick. It's like, ugh. And then eventually, instead of like grabbing it with the towel, I just throw the towel at it. And then the towel covers it, and for some reason, it just like nullifies it. It literally was like, and then just went like this, under the towel. And I just thought, right, I need to do this as fast as possible. Grabbed it, just flung it up in the air, and like held out the towel. And it just went, as it came out, it was like, I was telling him it was like upside down, back to front. And then like it was sick still coming out of its mouth. As it did like a Will Ospreay-esque corkscrew out of the... See, it's wrestling related.
I bet you the goal's like, it's quite the morning.
The bit that I missed out, though, I forgot to tell you, was that as this was happening, as I was like gearing up to go outside to get it, I'd noticed that the bird was in distress. And as a result, I looked up and like there was literally like 30 birds just circling around the top. Like, going,
Jeff's stuck on that.
Like, how are we going to get him out? I said, I'm not going to get him. So like, and as I got out, it was getting more intense. And I was like, are they just all going to come fly across and like airstrike me at the same time? They didn't, thankfully. But yeah, so that was my morning. So I'm really tired today.
Good.
Also on the Smackdown preview, these fine gentlemen introduced me to smoking chicken fish. Have you seen this?
Oh.
No.
It's a chicken with the head of a fish smoking a cigarette. And Mr. James has been in the chat saying, thank you for introducing that to me and for the shout out on the AW300 review. You're more than welcome, Mr. James. I also want to say happy birthday to Vanders, who's in the chat.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Vanders.
Hi to Critter, finally watching their first live WrestleCulture, and Jamie Allsop as well, who is watching WrestleCulture for the first time. Thank you so much for all of your comments.
Welcome. I'm sure you're properly interested in the stories of Glastonbury and birds thrown up.
How much do you regret your life choices today? A lot? Just a little?
But
wait till the quiz.
On a scale of 1 to seagull on a balcony, how much do you regret this?
It was the worst start of the day, man.
I wanted to.
It's so much funnier that it's you as well, like quite well put together and like neatness and things.
Oh, if you'd seen me going out to get this bird, I had, because I just didn't want to get I didn't want to get pecked in the eye. I didn't want, so I had gloves on. I had my sunglasses on. I had a hoodie pulled over my head with a baseball cap on. I was thinking if someone sees me, they're gonna think I'm trying to rob the house.
He's gone in by the balcony.
Yeah, I even had music in my ears because I didn't want to hear it. I was like, just put some tunes on, psych myself up, go out and get this bird.
Jamie in the comments. Jamie said, it's my first WrestleCulture, and you've told this story, and Jamie's written, I wish I never learned to hear.
You're welcome, Jamie.
Yeah.
More of the same to come, I'm sure.
Do you think, you've had interesting experiences there, you've had interesting jobs throughout your lives, do you think you could live like a wrestler? Because I wanted to talk about that insane travel schedule that Ospreay posted halfway through the year.
So yeah, I haven't seen this, so explain.
So he posted on X, basically, ahead of Dynamite 300, kind of halfway through the year. He has taken 68 flights this year. I think he's been flying for a combined about 400 hours. I worked it out. He's basically spent 16 days of this year on a plane.
So he just needs to do one more flight and it'll be nice.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
But what's the closest you've come to living that sort of lifestyle? And do you think, I know obviously, it must be nice, that sort of flying. I don't know. I always think like, I always love to go on planes and stuff like that. But then I think in reality, if you're doing it that regularly, I don't think you're going to be there going, ooh, wonder what's going to be on the old screens and what have you, the movies and watching that. I don't know.
Where are you going with this?
What strikes me is, could you live like a wrestler? The travel schedule, the way they travel about, what's the closest you've come to something like that?
Screens. I've not come close to something like that.
We travelled a bit with WCPW, didn't we?
The closest will be the Toronto show that we put on for the Pro Wrestling World Cup, because we flew out to Toronto. We put on a show that night. Smash Wrestling helped us. They set everything up, so we were just there to kind of run it rather than set it up and everything, which was quite nice. We stayed overnight and then we flew back the next day. So that's 9-hour flights.
Oh,
consecutive 9-hour flights on the day after with one stopover in Toronto, which sucked. It was really bad.
Surprise, surprise.
I mean, as a one-off, it's kind of fun because it's something new and a bit different, and it's I'm just spending the night in Toronto and then going home. It's super strange, and then you've got the weird story to tell people afterwards or whatever. As a one-off, it's kind of fun.
You have time to prepare for it in time afterwards.
Yeah,
that's
but
the thing.
doing that every other day or something is not it. Or even doing that once a week, isn't it?
Even the little sliver when we had to do even that little sliver of the UK tour we did.
That would be the other one that we've come closest to.
That was. And to be fair, you did more because you were on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
With the gang, the Sweet Chin Disco gang. And, by the time you're done, because it felt like it wasn't all connected. There was a gap in the middle, but it felt like we did all that, and then we went to America. Yeah. And then I went to Canada, and it's I'm not complaining we got to go to these places.
Yeah.
It's good travel and good times, but your brain just completely gets... Well, some people don't care about that. I definitely need, the loop to be, fairly similar.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my body's what the hell's going on? And sleep, as we're going to find out today, probably when I fall asleep live on this podcast, I am no good without sleep, man. I don't have kids. I don't have any of the reps. I don't want that. I want to stay awake when I want to stay awake, and I want to sleep when I want to sleep.
Yeah, I think it's the sleep patterns that really mess me up, because I can't sleep on planes.
Were you on the 5-day WCPW tour as well? That was just the UK, so it wasn't.
Yes, although I think I got out of stuff because it was me and Pacitti, if you remember, traveling with the wrestlers, filming that documentary that we couldn't release because Pacitti quit the company. But nothing against
so you
Adam.
didn't have to do the takedowns and things as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're gotta shoot. Rey Mysterio's got to up on the old bus skis. So,
but that was 4 shows in 5 days, wasn't it?
That was that was Manchester. We were based in Manchester, weren't we? But we'd go to yeah.
So that one was quite bad.
Nottingham? No, Sheffield,
Milton Keynes, and somewhere else. I can't remember where the other one was.
Yeah.
You can understand why wrestlers invest in a bus, can't you?
Oh my God,
yeah.
If you
made it as a recipe, that'd be the first thing I'd be
if you had enough money to do it, get yourself the bus. It'll pay for itself in terms of peace of mind.
Yeah.
And not having anything interrupted outside of your own what you have on the bus, basically.
I mean, Will Ospreay did bring this on himself as well by wanting to live in the UK.
Yes, and Devin makes a good point. For Ospreay's paycheck, I'd do it. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still, it's a massive upheaval, and I get why him not wanting to uproot his entire family to America, which is fair enough. But yeah, it's not just, it's one of the things where people go, he only works 1 day a week. Yeah. Well, no, he travels the other 2. He probably does media and stuff as well. Yeah. And I don't think I could get around the body clock thing.
I always get a bit miffed when people are like, it's only you don't understand. If you don't know it, then it means you haven't done it.
Yeah.
There you go. Traveling does that weird thing to you where even if you're just on a plane for a couple of hours, sometimes you're I feel a bit just off. It's just the way it goes. Your body just doesn't know what's happening. You've been up there and then you come back down here. It just does weird things to you.
I'd be fascinated to work it out. I mean, it'd still probably be quite high because wrestler paychecks are quite high. But if you worked it out per hour for what a wrestler gets paid, but then you count all of the travel as work hours, and then time at the gym, time at the venue, because obviously they've got to arrive at the venue earlier before the shows and things, and every little bit of it that is that is because of wrestling.
Of course.
What that hourly rate would work out to, I'm sure it'd be much lower than anybody would expect.
Yeah, but the stuff you're actually putting in while you're physically there. And by the way, I mean, insane schedule, but matches unaffected.
Yes.
That it makes him even more of a freak of nature because he's already incredible.
He's been doing that for years, hasn't he? Whether
it's not
Japan
he's got an easy style. He
No.
goes half an hour as fast as he humanly possibly can.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that people often disregard this, but like, imagine if it was like, all right, Phil, good news. You've only got to work at WhatCulture 1 day a week, but you've got to travel. You know, our offices are in Oslo or whatever. And by the way, when you get there, you're going to get in consecutive car accidents and then come back again and do that every single week. Like it's not just turn up and say, "Oh, my name's Will Ospreay. Let's have a fight," or whatever. It's
that is what he sounds.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
All right, bruv. All right, bruv. I'm Will Ospreay. And I've got broken everything. So I think we should give up on our dreams of being pro wrestlers. I want to put it out there right now.
Yeah, I think we may as well at this point.
Never had that dream. I like my body too much.
I have
nothing but respect for the guys and gals.
I had that dream once. It lasted about 6 months.
Yeah.
This is
the funny thing, because Phil used to be a wrestler. Like I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. The idea of Phil used to be a wrestler. Yeah. Was this like
you most knowledgeable one?
Phil did wrestling training for a bit,
for a tiny little bit,
for a little bit, turned into anytime anybody needed any like knowledge or someone needs to take a bump. It's like, oh, Phil's trained. No, he's not. He's done 6 months.
He's just the closest out of all of us.
I played the drums for 6 months once. Doesn't mean I'm a drummer. Like, you know what I mean? Probably longer than 6 months, to be fair, but still, the point stands.
Hi to Mark Lee Willis in the chat, who says, I won't be here live, so I'm wishing you a mint weekend. Do any of you or anyone in the chat have experience of meet and greet / backstage events, what to expect, duration, that sort of thing? I know Mark is excited about coming to Sweet Chin Disco, and there's meet and greets with like Swerve, and we've got some with Mark Henry as well as part of the tour too. We've sort of seen both sides of it, haven't we?
Yeah. From my experience of it, it varies wildly depending on the event and the wrestler.
Yeah.
Like both, because some events will run it a lot stricter than others. Like a lot of things, like because they have to, like a WrestleCon or something, they have so many people they need to get through the door that they need to keep it tight. Yeah. But then other places that are a bit more, not lax, but relaxed probably.
Yeah. Laid back,
They'll let you have a bit more time and play it by ear depending on how happy that wrestler seems at that point. But then also different wrestlers will give you completely different things. Like, I mean, we saw it at the Sweet Chin Disco thing with like Mark Henry, like took loads of time. That kid that was dressed as Cody and stuff, like took loads of time for that. And it's like, so some wrestlers will just because they just like it and I guess having a nice time. But then you also might catch a wrestler on a bad day in which they'll give you 20 seconds and want you to get out the door.
Not even looking, you just sign the picture. There you go.
But also, you'd imagine like having done the WWE thing for so long, understanding that I'm not saying that like adult fans aren't as important, but like the kid fans, you really want to make sure they're getting. It's a kid, like give that kid, like we gave that same kid a little moment, didn't we? Because he was fully dressed up as Cody. So I got the DJ to play the Cody theme, and it was like the whole room was doing it for him. You could tell he was buzzed off it, even though he was a little bit shy. So why do that for people? I'm not going to bother doing that for someone who's 25 years old, dressed like Cody. You had your chance, pal. Halloween's in October. Keep it moving.
I still remember when I went to my first ever Comic-Con, and because we went because of a group of friends of ours who were more nerds than we are. Me and Anne-Louise, we went along to it, and I think Anne-Louise had bought me, Anne-Louise had bought me a meet and greet with Adam Copeland, Edge. And I had no idea what to expect. So I'm like, oh, God, do I have to like think of some questions to say to him? Nope. And this is nothing against Edge. He was lovely, but it was very much like I stood in this queue and I was with people who had like binders of things that they were going to meet or an order of events. I had like that, and I met Pod from Game of Thrones as well. Legend. But I
wonder what he's doing now.
I literally just walked up to him and it's like, hi, nice to meet you. I think I said something about the Mick Foley match at Mania. And he said, oh, thanks very much. Photo, and then the only bit of pause is like, either you're blinking in that photo, no, right, piss off then. Not him saying this, but obviously, it's more regimented with that sort of thing. But I think it's kind of a person-to-person thing. I think always going with low expectations. Go in like expecting you're going to say, hello, I really like this match. Yeah. They sign their picture or whatever and say to Phil or whatever.
Have a nice photo.
And anything above that is a benefit. Because I think if you go in thinking, we're going to leave as best friends, I think.
I'm going to get 10 minutes of this.
Two things to this. One, that we've talked about it a bit, the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens interview on his podcast. They touched on this a little bit about how, like, if you got paid so much, you'd ask for a fee, but he'd be like, I will make sure you make that money back, like spending the time. And it must be interesting to see how many different wrestlers get that fee and then are like, you ain't getting no money back. You're getting like I'll do the quickest thing and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Someone we met over WrestleMania weekend, maybe. Who just went, well, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look at the time. I got to go. I've still got an hour left. Never mind. Also, there's
forgot about that.
there's an incredible picture of my dad. Where did he go? It was some con. He was probably I think he would have told you the story while you met him in Canada. He was at like a Comic Con or something like that. And it was William Shatner was there. My dad was a big Star Trek fan. So he was like, yeah, I know.
I'm scared about this story, where this story's going to go.
It's not bad, thankfully.
Okay.
But basically, so they're all lined up for the picture. And as you just described perfectly there, the edge one where they're like, did anybody blink or anything like that? Nah. So my dad was like, they were just literally, it's like, picture, go, picture, go, picture, go. He was saying not a word. They were like, don't talk to him, just take the picture with him, go. So I think it's like the picture of me dad. I don't know if he's got a picture, and I don't know if they gave you the picture to like stand with him or whatever, and it's him, even though, anyway. And like, he's basically like in the middle of going to like put his arm around him, and he's like, and they just took the picture. So he's like stopped in time going like, ah! And then Willie Shatner's just like sitting there like doing his normal pose. It just looks like my dad's like, ah! In the middle of it.
Do I put my arm around? Do I not?
Yeah, well, that's what it looks.
Think about what you're going to do for the photo.
He's like half in and half out, but it's hard to do. I mean, ask Phil, you just start doing all weird hand signs and
whatever you want when you're trying to do finger guns.
Bang, bang!
Hi to John Harrison, he of the WrestleCulture theme song, of course. Says, good Friday, chaps. Can't make the live stream today. Going camping in Wales with the boys. You have a wonderful weekend. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Hey, I hope you got the shoes right, brother.
Peace and love as always to Mimi Burris as well, who says, hello, have a great weekend. Anything fun planned? Anything we got planned this weekend?
It's my birthday this weekend.
No, it's my anniversary this weekend.
We've already talked about
this.
this.
I don't own a birthday
6
anymore.
years!
What are you? 30-something? Not for long.
Not for long. Hey, I'll be 39. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I
think that might be the first time you've ever acknowledged your age on anything. Because every time I bring it up, he goes, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Well, I want people to know that he's secretly nearly as old as Hamlet.
So what are you doing for my anniversary?
Nowhere near. Hamlet's still way older.
Hamlet is 1,000 years old, to be fair. He's seen a few harvests at that point.
Yeah. He's not in his 30s. I don't know. What are we doing for your anniversary?
Oh, that's good. It's good stuff.
Son of a bitch.
I think
Who does that?
That's really
Steal someone's birthday.
Imagine doing that.
A stupid little wedding.
Right now.
I'm so great. I'm getting married.
At least me and Steve Blackman have a timeshare of my birthday. I mean, we both.
Good.
We're both equal.
I wanna know.
I see. I'm the only one who did the homework on their own life, did it? While you're doing that, my weekend plans are currently not that existent. Tonight, I'm going to see a friend of mine DJing at Wilbourn Garden.
Oh, yeah.
He's DJing over there. Two of my friends are there, so I'm just going to go and pop across there. But unfortunately, I am tired, so how am I going to do this? I'm like, am I going to have to just run out of this studio and go straight home and go to bed and then get back up to go out? Because I am old as well now, which is not great.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I imagine it will be me and Death Stranding for most of the weekend in my bid to just take a chill pill for a little bit before I go to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the July 19th.
Well, if you want to drink in the Wilbourn, I will be going out in the
Will you know?
I will indeed.
Oh, look at us.
Look at us.
We do stuff outside of work sometimes.
It's Wilbourn Festival as well, so there's like bands on and stuff.
Right.
Just going to see what happens.
Yeah, I literally don't know anything about it. I just got a message yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know that much. I know there's hail bale throwing and bands.
Oh, right,
and there's llamas for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, son of a bitch.
What more could you want, baby?
AI's crap, innit?
Yeah.
I've just searched July 6th wrestler birthdays, and it said, Seth Rollins. I've gone to his Wikipedia page, May 28th. So nowhere even close.
All I've found is Lars
Sullivan, yeah.
Well done, everyone.
Good. At least I know I'm the better one of the birthdays.
Yeah,
so.
well, there you go. Wonder if he's older or younger than you.
He's younger.
88?
By 2 years.
Yeah, 1980.
Woo! Wow, wow.
That's good stuff. Kill myself.
Mr. Phoenix in the chat says, guys, what's the difference between my nephew and AEW? My nephew can draw. See you later, guys.
Got him.
And Mr. Phoenix also says, I'm sure with all the counter-programming propaganda surrounding next weekend, people will mention the early Dynamite countering NXT and Thursday Collision countering Impact and Ring of Honor countering SmackDown. Or maybe we don't own days of the calendar.
Apparently you don't own days of the calendar.
5 shows
this
next
guy
weekend.
Around. Don't own days with this guy around.
5 shows.
Who was it who made the nephew joke?
It's Mr. Phoenix.
Mr. Phoenix. Mr. Phoenix, I know for a fact that deep down somewhere inside his body, he wishes he'd come up with that one. That's one he's going to keep in his back pocket for Sigs one day.
Yeah.
I do remember that sign with Jack Perry, and it was like a stick figure. Or it was either Jack Perry or John Moxley, and it was a stick figure, and it said, "This is Jack Perry or John Moxley. Neither of us can draw very well." Good stuff.
Good stuff. Which is weird. Ironically, though, the show's been much, much better.
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
no one's watching, but yeah, the show's been vastly improved.
Myself included, sadly, but that's, you know.
Takes a while to turn things around.
I am genuinely looking forward to All in Texas, though. Like, because we're obviously going, so that's...
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is amazing. Now we've said it now, so it's out there.
We'll be at Wembley. We'll be all in next year, because that's back at Wembo. So...
Okay.
Promise that?
Okay.
Promises.
I'll get the old venue back on for Sweet Chin Disco and another WhatCulture live show. I'll have a word.
You can't not be intrigued or excited about that. Well, the two main events really.
Well, actually,
stepping on, yeah.
No, there's a couple of questions. There's a mixture of two. Will maybe?
Is that the person's name? Will
yes,
maybe?
They've even written how to pronounce it. Morning, gang. What do you think match of the night will be at All In? I'm thinking Okada versus Omega, but the card is stacked with contenders.
Yeah, it'd be hard to vote against Okada versus Omega.
To be match of the night, yeah. I don't know, man.
Death's going to be fun because it's going to be
yeah, there's going to be other stuff that's going to be really good fun. I think Mercedes Moné versus Tony Storm. I think they've got a bit of a point to prove.
Yeah.
Bucks and Ospreay and Swerve. I guess it's a murderer's row of big match contenders.
Mercedes, though, probably wants to make right the wrongs of the Britt Baker match for show, because that was massively, massively underwhelming and disappointing from both, really. Yeah. I feel like maybe one of them was working a bit harder than the other one. Possibly, I don't know.
But it feels like this one, they might at least be working together.
On the same page, for sure.
Which will be nice.
And with the chip on the shoulder from both needing to prove that they can be the best women outside of WWE and women's wrestling
and just in
large.
general,
but
Okada Omega's they are not going to let that be bad.
They've both set such a high bar, haven't they? Swerve, Ospreay, and Bucks obviously want to have a great match, as do Hangman Page and Mox. No one's going in there going, we're going to have a stinker tonight.
Yeah.
No.
But they've said this will be one of the greatest women's matches of all time. Yeah. And Okada Omega have such a high bar to follow.
Well, this is the problem with them. They have set that high bar, but they set it quite a while ago now.
Yeah. It's like the WrestleCulture songs. It's the same thing for me. I'm just like...
It's all down here, and then every now and again he does one up here. As you said, you get 52 swings a year. Sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses.
Reminded ourselves of Don't Take Away My Blue Tick on...
we reminded ourselves. Okay, yeah, we did that.
Reminded everyone.
I tell you what I'd like to see. I'd like Okada Omega to be great, but them to do something they haven't done before. And I don't even need it to be the high bar, because you're not wrong. I've even rewatching clips. I got the same thing watching old clips of Punk recently where I was like, God, you really do notice that time is cruel, in terms of taking speed away. Yeah. Speed of motion, that's it. I haven't lost the brain for it, the art for it, the ability for it whatsoever. They're still amazing, but you're there's just this noticing the speed of that little vigor of youth where they're just running around frantically because I guess they can.
Yeah, it's whether you can put those two brains together
for sure
to create something that is different, but within the sort of limitations that they now have.
Yeah.
If you need to get Shibata's doctor, and then he'll be able to get the two of them and put the brains together.
Or swap their brains.
Or swap their brains. It's like a Freaky Friday. All in Texas, Freaky Friday. Kenny's doing the Rainmaker pose just like this.
Kenny Okada and Kajichi
and Okada's like, bang! That'd be amazing. That would be great. I'd watch it now. That's something that we've never seen before.
That's like Buck and Austin when Buck did the stunner and Austin did the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
just
exactly the same. Next evolution of that.
Exactly the same, yeah. But no, I think it's more the permutations of the Hangman match now.
Yeah.
They've laid that groundwork real nice, which obviously plays into the Swerve and Bucks. Swerve, Ospreay, and Bucks match as well. It's
also funny that Steve Nicolopoulos in the chat says, "G'day, gents. Let's try some nightmare booking. What is your idea to stuff up All In? What if Hangman is about to win, then Shane O'Mac comes out, challenges both of them, and beats everybody? It's Mox winning, isn't it? That's what ruins All In.
Does it ruin All In?
Well, it depends how they do it, but I think it feels like, come on. I mean, granted, we had that feeling going to WrestleMania 39, like, it has to be now, and then it didn't necessarily. But in that moment, I remember everyone being like, what the hell do we do now?
The thing with a bad finish to a main event is it puts a dampener on everything else.
Yes.
That happened with WrestleMania 39.
You end on a bum note, basically.
Yeah. The rest of that card, like for both nights, was great.
Yeah.
And you had that downer, and that was the thing that people remembered because that's the last thing people see, and that's the last emotion that you get. It's gonna put a dampener on everything else.
And when you're doing a video about the show straight after, we noticed the difference, didn't we? Like, a happy crowd, night one. Real not happy, sad, against each other crowd. Let's get out of here quick. I think it would be. I think they've done enough now that they could give you either. Because how many people were sitting here telling me that it has to be Ospreay? Ospreay has to be Hangman. It's a done deal. And then Hangman wins. I think that's what's made the wrinkle interesting. And now they've added that stipulation. You literally can't not watch Bucks and Swerve and Ospreay. Now, you can't not watch it before the main event because you want to know, the permutations. Like,
Mr. Gene says Jericho wins the gauntlet and cashes in on Moxley in the main event. Yeah, that's pretty bad as well.
Yeah, that'd put a dampener on.
I had a random thought that I don't want to happen whatsoever, which was Swerve deliberately loses the match with the Young Bucks to make sure Will Ospreay can't challenge for a title for a year. I mean, that would mean he would also, unless he worked some weird shenanigans where it's like, actually, I'm a member of the Elite now, and now I'm an EVP, and I don't mind Swerve.
You're real Vince McMahon in
I know.
this situation.
Like going around.
I don't know why my brain came out with it.
And then if they win, they get the lockbox.
I don't mind Swerve and Will losing that match, though.
No, me neither. No. I mean,
I want to get rid of the EVP bollocks, but as a justification for like, well, why isn't Will Ospreay? I mean, he's winning all the time. Why isn't he fighting for the world title?
Yeah.
To basically get him to next year's All In at Wembley.
Could you not just see? Yeah, well, that time frame is enough to tell you that they could definitely do that. It's also enough of a narrative device for if Hangman should lose, and as a result of maybe some like these two end up getting involved, and like if we can't have it, you can't have it, whichever one of them decides to do that. But after all that, Mox is like could be happily. You've brought everybody, nobody here can beat me, and then a returning Darby Allin turns up. And you're like, well, that and the other two are out of the picture. You don't have to be like, well, why are they not challenging? Because they're already out of the picture.
Yeah,
they are gone. They're in a feud now, probably for 6 months at least. Like, that's good. Also, if they just win, everybody's in the picture. And then Hangman wins, and we're all happy. And then it's all new stuff.
Yeah.
But I would take the other one as well. I think there's enough there. But you're right about the bum note thing. That's real. Finishing the show on down a note don't work.
Don't work.
Even though you've got
tried it, don't work.
Even you got him going, see, next year you'll just wait and see. He's like, great, but now I've got to wait a year.
Yeah.
I want it now.
Hi to Nevernaught, who says, I just wanted to let you know that you've ruined AR Fox for me. The moment he walked out on Wednesday, I stopped pretending to be Tony Khan and telling him to go fudge himself out loud like a psychopath.
This is a bit they've got.
What have you done to AR Fox?
No, they haven't done anything. Well, yeah, they have actually. Yeah, go on.
The Dudleys collectively have come up with the idea that since he screwed up All In, he couldn't come to the UK, could he? That Tony Khan's got a vendetta against AR Fox. Like,
was he Swerve's pal, and they're going to have the match against Nick Wayne, and was that right?
That sounds about right, yeah, because they bloodied him up, didn't they? And there was some visa or whatever issues it was for AR Fox. Ever since then, recently we've had the idea that ever since then he's had it out for AR Fox because he's always there to just like get a little bit and then we need to beat AR Fox, and who tapped out on Wednesday in the qualifier like, for MJF.
He pretends come back in. All's forgiven. What's the booking? The booking is you lose again. You take the pin again. Dickhead.
Mr. Gene said it was the coffin match with Sting and Darby, so it was a big one, to be fair, but yes, these things happen. Hi to Amanda Slaughter in the chat. Amanda says, morning, I share my birthday with two wrestlers. One likes to dance, and the other has an animal as a best friend. Just Jake the Snake Robertson, No Way Jose.
Oh, and there was me thinking of Mr. Iguana and Rikishi. C'est la vie.
And Luke Cullen's been on saying, hey, legends, I'm back in Ireland after working the year teaching in Madrid. LTST, they squashed me worse than Dwayne did Eric Rowan. Well, I hope you're having a good time now, Luke.
Who, the Spanish?
All of the Spanish.
All of the Spanish.
Apparently so.
The bastards. That's all I've got. Yep. Bastards. You deserve better, Luke.
Tell you who else deserves better. CM Punk. Thoughts on him versus Gunther at SummerSlam? There's a sort of I know you might not have seen this, but there was a sort of tease to that on Monday Night Raw, wasn't there, with the shoving thing. I know he's got to get past Goldberg, but he's going to, please God. Punk Gunther at SummerSlam's huge. That's a main event.
I mean, yeah.
Punk Goldberg at SummerSlam.
Whoa! Hello.
Now we're cooking. And then Goldberg wins.
It just keeps winning.
It keeps winning.
I'm not retiring. And I'm not giving the belt back.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I think it's an odd one because it's the John Cena thing falling in Saudi that's the weird little chink in this chain. If that had landed at SummerSlam, like, it just would have been a perfect little moment.
Yeah.
Like, full circle, regardless of what happened. I feel like that just would have been a much more nicer story. Would have got the whole Saudi Arabia thing out of it. And just been nicer overall. So it's like anything from that feels like a second prize almost. But if you take that out, and Punk versus Gunther is a hell of a match. I think Punk would have a hell of a lot of fun wrestling Gunther.
Well, they've worked each other on loads of dark matches, haven't
yes.
they?
Like, that sounds about right.
So like get the reps in at least.
Story-wise, you couldn't ask for two more like diametrically opposed like viewpoints and people, but that will work really, really well together. I think promo-wise.
Oh yeah, I mean Gunther, he's one of the best promos in wrestling at the minute.
Yeah.
Like every time I watch one of his, I'm like, God, you are just so good at this.
I mean,
like,
he is going up against Goldberg in promo, so again, but it is, he's fantastic.
He gets to sit in the back and do his. He still messed it up,
and they edit around it. It's still bad.
Well, Michael,
but
I'm glad you asked.
It's also not the main event, is it? Because Cody
Cena
Got 2 nights.
You got 2 nights. I forgot about that.
That's why they're to the women, are they? Come on.
No, and it's maybe becoming the pattern.
Yeah.
Triple H say, hey, you got the main event. Just not the real one.
That's what you see Owens with their thing. Cody introducing WrestleMania, night 1 main event, and he's like,
but
not night 2.
Yeah.
It's amazing that because he was doing his intro and he just like leaned in on the camera, completely ruined it, like the surprise of it. It's like, well, I guess that's ruined. He's like, not night 2 though.
And he like starts putting something to the camera and the camera's like trying to switch focus.
He's like,
it's brilliant.
Trying to show it's just chaos. It's like, imagine going at that camera now and trying to show it a mug. And obviously it just wouldn't work because it's too dark and it wouldn't be in focus.
It also, I've really got into it now. So I've started watching the Damian Priest one. And I know we like to have a tipple on these podcasts and we do on our like Christmas ones as well. But it is, Cody Rhodes gets battered with a wrestler. Because like Damian Priest is on like 6 cocktails.
They're drinking vodkas, man. So it's just like...
It's like promoted by Weekly, obviously. So they're like, what have you got there? Anyway, tell us some stories. So yeah.
Kevin Owens by the end was like... He's just like banging his glass on the thing like that. And he's like, you know what? I'll just make it myself. Doesn't matter. Because they've got like someone who comes through the door. It must be from a bar up the stairs.
Yeah.
And they're like shouting and nobody can hear them, obviously, because it's like the cellar of a bar somewhere. So like he's just like, I'll just do it. And then I'm watching him pour and I'm like, oh, where you going with that? And he's just pouring like vodka. It's like tipping it in the thing, like a little dash.
Break something as well.
Yeah, and he's like, the handle comes off something or something like that.
He's like, it's all right, they're driving me to the airport.
He's going, I'm sure the last thing he says is like, I think I'm going to miss my flight.
Do you think someone just saw the Cody J. Uso post-match press conference? It was like that, but a podcast.
Well, that's what people are saying, like, if that's the press conference, what happens when you get Jay on the podcast?
It's 3 hours long.
Of them just going.
It's really good, that pod, though. I can't recommend the Cody and
Kevin.
Brilliant. And I don't watch many of them these days, but that was worth the time.
Our pod's better, though, because we have a hashtag bloody good quiz. Before we get there, though, perhaps a bit of a clue as to what the quiz is all about.
Coldplay.
No.
Scientists?
No, close. What's going on with Britt Baker? She's a dentist.
It's all about dentists.
Tists.
No. What do you think the situation is?
Healthcare professionals.
We'll get to Britt in due course. But yeah, Britt Baker, if you're unaware, has sort of disappeared from AEW program. And then the whole thing of, is she just getting out of the company and going to the Fed? Obviously, they would want her. AEW would want her to probably stick around, one would assume. But there's loads of like social media, Instagram reel posts, this sort of thing. Or Instagram story posts, I should say. Her and Natalia have had a bit of a laugh and a joke about it online, but conflicting reports about her wanting to get out of AEW and AEW saying, no, we still want her around and that's not going to be happening. Where is the best place for Britt Baker right now? Because you talked about Mercedes and Tony, and we could sit here and list 5 other women who deserve to be pushed as well in AEW. But then again, the WWE Women's Division stacked at 2. But is it just a case of maybe a change of scenery would be good for her?
I think a change of scenery would be definitely good for her at this point. It's been weird the last few times she's been brought back. Obviously, we were talking before about the All In match, which definitely didn't click in any way, shape, or form. But not only that, the bits. Who was it that she was running down to the camera? Serena Deep. Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. And
literally nobody cares.
There's been quite there's obviously tensions there that are running deep, and I feel like just AEW of all people should probably learn that kind of removing those tensions might be better for everybody in the long run. Maybe, and then let it die down. It doesn't mean it will never happen again. It doesn't mean she'll never go back. It just means give it a bit of a rest for now. Let everyone cool down and just move on.
Yeah.
See pastures new, and then reassess a bit later down the line.
And I'm sure, going into a WWE locker room, there'd be none of that.
No tension whatsoever.
None of that whatsoever. Fine. Just be like, everyone be like, come on in. Welcome.
Punk's been fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fine.
He's still there.
He's still there. So there you go.
It's like on the telly, they're like, oh, wow, one big family. And the internet, what? What? It's any locker room. It doesn't matter if you are the best company in the world or the worst company in the world. The locker rooms are if there's that environment.
There's
egos everywhere.
A bit.
You 100% need it,
man.
Egos and ambition.
The bit of the edge. You need. As long as you'd like to think you're not harming somebody else, but having that ego and the competitive nature to get you the best out of both of you.
Yeah.
Throwing something in there just to be like, well, I know you thought you were doing well, but you're going to have to do well even more because this person just arrived.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're going that way, and they're going that way.
You sound like the dead man complaining about the new generation.
Nah, I don't want people to get hurt, man. He would be like, you stab somebody.
Yeah, no.
He'd be like,
whoa.
Well, if you weren't getting to the top of the card in my day, you'd just get your gun out and
see kept them
outside.
But no, to get to the top of anything, you need ego and you need ambition and you need drive, and that doesn't generally play well with other people.
No.
No.
So, but also have that. I
think it'd be good for it to go over there. And I also understand as well, if the rumours are true, and they may not be, AEW also being like, okay, you can go, just not when they play Pittsburgh or at Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, it's so many bloody shows. Like, all right, we'll just do it at SummerSlam then.
Here's a one for you then.
Really, man.
If she did go, she go on main roster?
Oh,
it's tough.
I don't know,
right
man.
now on the main roster, especially with how many new people they've brought up.
Women-wise, gone straight over. Jade did a tiny bit in NXT.
Yeah, but she was never
There's been some quick ones, but
Jade turned up though, didn't she? The first time was on the
main.
Yeah,
she was main roster.
Like, where am I going to go? So,
I'm
definitely going to pick NXT out of these three.
But it was that for months as well.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not saying it was a skill level thing. I'm just saying it was if I was in the fiction of the universe, the big money's up there, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't mess about with Britt Baker. Straight in.
See, I don't know, man.
Then again, they've just literally got Mariah May and gone, no, down in NXT for a bit, because they're so stacked right now.
I think it's better for WWE at the minute, for anyone going into WWE, to just take the time to get to the main roster at the right point. If you jump the gun and go straight to the main roster right now, that's when it's already stacked, and it has recently been refreshed with a bunch of new people as well. So there's new matches there, new feuds, a lot of new storylines that you can tell. To be chucked into that right now, it'd be quite easy to get lost in the shuffle.
Is that something off the top of my head? Is there anybody who's come across that I'm not thinking of to go? I know obviously Cody came across from AEW, but he already had been in WWE previous, and he has the Rhodes name, and has obviously did all that he did and came back.
Yeah.
Right. Punk previously worked in WWE. Coming back was the big selling point was this guy would never come back, and he's also an incredibly humongous star. Is there anybody who's come across who's gone in at for either men or women, who's just gone in at the top level, who's just AEW though?
Oh, like an Ethan Page if he'd gone to the main roster straight away.
Him or Ricky Sainz had gone straight.
Penta and Phoenix.
Yeah, Penta.
Great.
But I'm talking to the tippy top.
Oh yeah,
to the
tippy top. But they're the only ones that have skipped NXT. But again,
and they're both
necessarily just AEW. They've been going for years and years and years beforehand.
Rhea Phoenix is probably having could have gone better.
Yeah.
Could have gone a lot
I think I finally won a tag match last week. Good. On the show that no one watched because it was the day before the big
exactly.
Yeah.
Penta's they've presented him incredibly, by the way. I'm not no shade on that, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
how long
yeah.
does that last? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, that's fair.
Is anybody who's going to come across who's just AEW who's going straight to the tippy top? I don't know,
Because there's
man.
not that many.
No.
And you think back, like, before AEW, like, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's of the world, or Finn Balor, like, they were the closest, but they all obviously went through NXT, but they were big stars in their own right on the independent scene. But that's not an AEW. Like, that's not national TV.
And like, look at that. They're not necessarily the gatekeepers, but look at the people who are up there. Like, one of them's Roman Reigns, and he's not even on telly. Like, he's not even there.
Yeah.
And he's still bigger than pretty much everybody on that roster. You got Seth, you got Punk. Not that I'm putting Seth there ahead of him, but Seth, Punk, Jey Uso's there based on crowd reactions alone, never mind anything else.
Yeah.
Like, the list is literally endless. Randy Orton's still there, right? He's still in contention at any given night. Gunther, Cena. How are you getting past that, man?
Drew.
That's a murderous row.
There's people waiting in the wings as well, like Drew and things.
Yeah.
Drew, even Sammy. Sammy's there.
Yeah.
Good to go on a story anytime you want to pull
Yeah.
to make him a world champ, whenever you want. There's at least 10 there.
Yeah.
How are you going to use it? You're just not going to get rid of them.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. It's like when Triple H was running Evolution and Randy Orton's story was, well, I'm going to get out here and I'm going to be the champ and he's going to go away. Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still
Wrong.
here.
That's not how time works. It doesn't just end because you're here.
It's the exact same with the women's
crazy,
division,
man.
except there's less spaces for it
Yeah.
as well.
I mean-
But you've got like Becky, Charlotte, Bailey, obviously, always going to be there.
Your
like,
main top three.
Yeah.
Tiffy.
Yeah.
Tiffy the
Tiffy
champ.
now.
Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill.
Naomi, obviously, you said.
Like Naomi, Nia Jax,
Bianca.
Rhea Ripley, Liv
Roxanne
Morgan,
Perez has just gone
Roxanne
up.
Perez, Stephanie
Alexa
Vaquer,
Julia
is the champ.
all just arrived.
Stephanie Vaquer literally could just be any of the belts. Like, it's not just a case of going across and just waltzing in.
No.
It ain't happening. You actually probably you want more than anything for them to put you in NXT.
Yeah.
So you can go down there and at least prove yourself.
And that's what they've done that with Blake Monroe. I think that's exactly the right answer.
Get yourself in front of writers, probably the main part.
Yes.
Get yourself well known to the writers and find a spot where you're going to be showcased properly.
But also, like, kick ass. Because,
Yeah.
like, Vaquer and Julia just went there and were like, hey, we're here. And then they're like, oh, crap, you really are better than all these. And somehow Roxanne Perez was better than everyone when she got there, and she still stayed there for longer because they just wanted her to be like the sort of, what's the word, talisman for the show for a while.
Yeah.
It's like a Bailey ball of, like, she's ready, but there's loads of people there, so let's keep her down a bit.
Devin Dowling in the comments pointing out that Britt Baker would have made the main roster before Adam Cole. I know he did those shows on Smackdown, but he was never.
I mean, he had a pretty good November that time.
Yeah.
He did.
And then he could have been, Keith Lee's manager.
Yeah,
so
he threw it all away.
you had your chance, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, managing a Bearcat. Could have happened.
What could have been for
What
everybody?
could have been?
Anyway.
It would be funny if they end up as a tag team in AEW, wouldn't it?
Oh, you should do it, banter. Even if
just
he's
for
got one
the crack.
day, and then just for a
I
laugh.
kind of want Adam Cole to go back the other way,
Yes.
man. I think he needs that.
Yeah, happily
But then if
so.
he's going, maybe Britt doesn't go.
You can't have
Yeah,
You can't have
Like,
both. You
It's the,
can't
what
have
is it?
both.
There's the fox, the hen, and the grain.
Yeah.
You have to go across the river. You've got Adam Cole.
You
Britt
just
Baker.
fox henned and grained Britt Baker, Adam Cole, and something else.
Yes.
And awkward tension. No, I'm sure they're still lovely, great friends.
I think they're still friends. That's
WWE
good.
knowingly would probably just do that on purpose as a bit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, send you back.
Yeah.
Also, your ex has just been signed back.
And you're,
And you're on the same roster.
And you're managing her.
Ah, you're a tag team now. How do you like them apples?
Anyway, enough of all this.
Yeah.
It's now time for a bloody good quiz.
Ah, right, of course.
And this week's quiz is brought to you by America. And
Banders.
Banders. Happy birthday to you,
Thanks,
Banders.
America.
Thanks, America.
4th of July.
I guess. Yeah.
But
Strange times for that, but yeah, okay.
yeah. Hang on.
And God bless the United States.
No.
Down with the king.
The quiz isn't about America. We're all good. It's about Britt Baker. So,
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Oh, hang on
Checks
then.
out.
where are you off to? Yeah, there we go. That works.
Topical. Oh, it's been years since I've worn this.
Well, now I just feel left out.
All right.
Yes.
I knew you were going to have to go for that because there's nothing else that beats that and that.
Right.
Happy Giraffe Day, everyone. To all the giraffes out there, stay tall.
Oh, hi to Luke as well, by the way, who's been back on when we were asking about what
Imagine if you just tuned in now, man.
when we were asking about his time in Spain.
Yes.
And what squashed him worse than Dwayne did to Eric Rowan. He said it's the kids.
the
Spanish
kids.
overall
Always the
lovely.
kids.
Ah.
And
It's
also
always the kids.
Also, hi to David Esposito, who says, Happy Friday, boys. My job as a spin class teacher is in full swing, and it's a bright, sunny holiday weekend here in the States. Let's rage.
David Esposito. Finally, my friend, it's all turning around for you. We love to see it.
Yeah, brilliant. So 10 questions, multiple choice. Shane, wait for you to come to you. Remember, guys, it's just for fun.
Just for fun.
Unless, you want to steal the quiz right at the very end.
One of my old face masks is in here. Look at that. Little old beer mask I used to wear.
Is that from your old job?
This is this is a shoot. I used to wear this in when I worked in a factory.
Pharmaceutical, is that fair
Yes,
to
a
say?
pharmaceutical factory.
Right.
I used to hate these.
Did you have to wear that just because you had a beard?
I had a beard, yeah.
Yeah.
And it used to just itch all day long. Just like you remember it. Yeah, enough of that.
All about Britt Baker then. Question number 1. Who squashed Britt Baker on Raw in 2016?
Sorry, but it would have been great if I'd been like a tenor in there, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
after all these years. Sorry. Question again.
Who squashed Britt Baker on Raw in 2016? Was it
Nicholas? Don't know. Nia Jax.
I thought I might get you there because I think she also was squashed by Shayna Baszler.
Yeah,
but
I was trying to remember. Yeah, but it is hot in this jacket.
Question number 2.
Phil, I can't see your face. I can just see the giraffe. No, just you do your thing. It's kind of funny. It just looks like the giraffe. I'm now making eye contact with the giraffe. It's freaking me out.
Check out WrestleCulture. Phil's done something different with his hair.
Which is true, but
yes,
I've just noticed it's got hair on the back as well.
It must be hot in there, Phil. I'll speed through these. Question number 2.
Okay.
Why did Jax allegedly have heat with Baker post-match? Was it?
Nicholas. Did you break a nose?
Yay!
Yeah. Because that was, I remember it well.
One of the options
Sorry,
there.
Phil.
That's fine.
I'm only going to get to 5 and then I'm out. So.
Night.
Yep. That's what I'm being motivated by now. The batteries are drained.
In just Baker's 11th match, she competed in a 6-way that featured Eddie Kingston, Brian Carson, and who else? Was it?
Who the hell's Brian Carson?
I don't know. I wanted to list another person in that match.
Okay.
So I wanted Eddie Kingston. It felt weird to just be like, Eddie Kingston, and who else?
All right.
So I just put Brian Carson because it was the next one in the list.
Ah, okay.
But who else was in the match? There's Britt Baker, Brian Carson, your favourite wrestler.
Doesn't bode well, this, does it?
Eddie Kingston, and Cosmo Chimp, Space Monkey, Astronaut Ape, or the Intergalactic Gorilla.
Phil, as our resident animal, Phil, I would like you to have this one.
Space Monkey.
Yeah. He doesn't talk like that. Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I actually remember a wrestler called Space Monkey.
Ah.
I actually knew that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that he was in that match, but I knew there was a wrestler called Space Monkey.
Yeah, it's good stuff, this, isn't it? It's all good stuff.
Question number 4. At which NXT TakeOver show did Britt Baker controversially appear on camera? Was
Nicholas. NXT. Which one was it? It was... I might have gone too soon here. It was the one where he took the bump off Tommy Ciampa through the table, the area crash off the top of the table, but that can't have been Toronto then, because that was Johnny and him at Toronto. Sugar. NXT TakeOver Chicago.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Options?
I should have the options,
Yes,
shouldn't I?
I would like the options.
New York, Toronto, War Games, or In Your House?
Ooh, maybe I was... Yeah. Was it him and Ciampa at Toronto? No, because him and Johnny had the match where it was the three falls. 2 out of 3 falls.
I have no idea.
'Cause we were at your house for that.
Yes, that was the... Yes. I was about to say that was one in Canada. Yeah, the clue's in the title.
There you go. Well done. It was terrible. It was one of the first time I remember not liking an NXT.
Shayna Mia Yim match.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad
good.
stuff.
It was atrocious.
Drank a lot of Dishonor though.
No. I would say no to that, but
I don't know.
What did you say, sorry?
What was his other 3 options?
War Games, Toronto, New York.
You go with your gut, Phil, because I'm
I
not
have
sure.
no gut.
I don't think it was in your house. Because in
Barton
your house,
Key says my daughter has a signed Space Monkey 8x10 on her bedroom wall.
I
Go.
would say it might be New York.
Space Monkey's the goat.
When did they do New York and not Brooklyn?
That's what I mean. I don't know because I was thinking it was a second of a something, I think, or like a third. I want to say.
But they would have been early days for the In Your House stuff with them.
Well, it would have been pandemic, wouldn't it? I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was during the pandemic because I would have still
Let's
been
go
watching.
with New York.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Was it In Your House?
War Games.
There you go.
She's appeared a couple of times.
were they in the team?
Controversial one was the War Games one, basically, where they were like, "Oh, look who that is!" Basically,
See?
2019. Come on, it's
'Cause
November of
she did,
2019.
because he went off the top champ. It was all right, but
there was another. I
it
think
was
she appeared
in the match
maybe on Takeover 25. Maybe there was.
Right.
She was also there, but the controversial
because it was the one
there.
where she was shocked in the crowd. It was War Games.
Congratulations to Pontus Olsen, who got that one right in the chat. Still 2-1 to Nicholas. Question 5. Who did Britt Baker help get into AEW? Was it Maxwell?
Cool.
Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, Wardlow, Luchasaurus, or Tony Schiavone?
Nicholas. It was Wardlow, wasn't it?
Yay!
Why do I know so much about Britt Baker?
Who knows?
3-1.
There must be the
Dentist
jacket.
fan over here.
Love my
Well.
teeth. Love me some teeth. Oh God, not this match.
Question 6. No, I'm not going to do anywhere near that one.
Yeah.
How did Britt Baker and Adam Cole meet? Was it at a WWE tryout? On Bumble when she was in town at a dental school conference? At a mutual friend's game night over a game of Uno? Or Adam Cole needed a filling?
Phil, Bumble.
You take it, Phil.
I
Yay!
vaguely remember that for some reason.
Crazy.
Yeah,
2 wrestlers meeting on Bumble.
I know.
Weird, that, innit?
I remember,
It's
like,
not
she
like an
didn't
app
want to
for
date them or
rest-
something because you didn't want to date wrestlers or something, but then they were like talking for a while and they were like, oh, I actually like you.
Then she went, "Oh God,
Vaguely
you're
remember this.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
Look how fit you are.
Wait, you're
And
that
you're-
one?
And you're also really nice. What do you do in your spare time? Are you a murderer? No, you're a wrestler. Even better.
3-2 to Nicholas. Question 7. Who didn't Britt Baker face?
How many we got left? Got to get this
1,
right.
2, 3, 4 left.
Well, I say that, but he's in prime for revenge on this one, I think. Sorry.
Who didn't Britt Baker face en route to winning the Owen Hart Cup in 2022?
I don't know.
Oh, that was a bad year for me watching.
Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, or Maki Ito?
Ooh, Nicholas. You've befuddled me. Because I think she did face her. I remember that. I'd say she was heel at this point, but she might not have been. Because what they weren't called, the Riot Squad. What were them gang of lasses called? Outcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what they were called? What was the options again?
Ruby Soho, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Maki Ito.
I was going to say Maki Ito, but I'm going to say Chris Statlander.
Yay!
Yeah.
Right, 4-2. Question 8.
3 to go.
Yeah.
3 to go.
Oh, crap. We've done this bad, haven't we?
Which AEW Dynamite award did Britt Baker win? Is it Best AEW Fashion Moment, the LOL Award, the Best Twitter Follow, or the Hardest Moment to Clean Up After?
God, they're all ridiculous.
What was this? Say it again.
Best AEW Fashion Moment, the LOL Award, Best-
AEW fashion moment. This is the thing.
I don't know.
Best Twitter Follow, or Hardest Moment to Clean Up After?
So
Be her moment to clean up after.
she had that crazy match with Thunder Rose.
Blood thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That match was so. I wonder if it holds up.
I feel like you're up against best Twitter follow and Nyla Rose is in there. Then I feel like you're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Moment to clean up after.
No, dear, that's wrong.
I can't answer now. So,
Yeah. Well,
in
you
fact,
can.
you've done us a
You did very
favour.
well.
No, well, that's right. Yeah, but I don't know what the answer is, Phil. And the last time I knew the answer, and I still did it by mistake. So, I can't remember. What
Best
the-
AEW Fashion Moment, LOL Award,
I'm
Best
so
Twitter
sorry.
Follow.
Oh, so the fashion moment is one of the answers.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell's the question then?
Do you want an award at AEW for some reason?
Right.
For one of these reasons.
Fashion moment.
LOL, Twitter Follow.
I'm sorry, Phil. I don't know. So if I
You're
end
trying
the
to
quiz-
deliberately get
I'm
this
trying to
wrong.
lose. this bit. Lol.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Just like a blend.
She was nominated for that for waxing Tony Schiavone. She was nominated for hardest moment to clean up after Big Swole dumped garbage on her in the build to that terrible match they had.
That was atrocious.
Best Twitter follow, you were right in thinking that Nyla Rose is the only person to ever win that. They only did the awards for 2 years. It was best AW fashion moment for her Britsburg jacket. I didn't know this. I just read it on a wiki.
Good.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
The
cool.
awards
That was dumb.
Cool.
Yeah. Well,
All the things to randomly steal the Slammy's worst moments. It's not really one of them, is it?
Do you think?
say what we need.
Does it feel like, you know, like it was a company where they were still figuring everything out? Someone was like, I really need to justify my job today.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Where you're just like, you don't really know what the roles are yet properly. Like, it hasn't been done yet. So you're like, I guess I'll make that mine. Look, I'm doing stuff. Anyway.
Hardest moment to clean up after went to the parking lot brawl between Best Friends and Santana Ortiz.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Orange Cassidy drops orange juice on the inner circle was there. Bunkhouse match. And the Britt Baker moment, as I mentioned.
Nice.
LOL award, Young Bucks kick MJF into a pool.
All right.
Yep.
Lol.
I lolled. Don't know about you.
I lol. Sounds like the new Apple product.
Question 9. Britt
You
Baker.
have to get both of these.
Have to get both of these.
Britt Baker is a dentist.
True or false?
They work in your mouth.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
But how much saliva do we make in our lifetime?
Are you joking?
I want you to learn something.
Hey,
wrong
Phil,
with you?
here's a hospital pass for you.
You might be able to get this. I still have faith.
The last one.
Watch his eyebrows when he reads the answers out to you.
Is it 5 gallons? Is it 5 gallons, enough to fill 10 bathtubs, enough to fill 2 swimming pools, or enough to fill Lake Windermere?
I'm going to go
It's tough.
with C, please, Adam.
Enough to fill 2 swimming pools.
sea?
Swimming pools. The sea. Enough to fill the sea. Or sea.
Oh, incredible, Phil.
How did I get it?
How have you done that?
That's
You
giraffe
may
power
have
right there.
just set yourself up for an even bigger fall.
Giraffe power. Hey, you don't want to mess with giraffe, man.
You don't want to mess with
Have you ever seen them fighting off like predators? They're massive.
Who?
Giraffes.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
fast as hell and they can kick really hard.
Get the neck going,
Yeah.
don't they?
Well, you get your neck going, it's game over, mate.
Sailor Emin.
Oh, come on,
Jesus.
Phil. Jesus.
Can't see anything. I'll just hold it.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Even worse for the poor podcast listener, just audio, who's had their ear destroyed
So sorry.
by Phil dropping his microphone and smashing it everywhere, trying to be clever.
I was just trying to fight like a giraffe.
Hey, Phil, are you having a giraffe, mate?
Sailor Emin says, got here late. She
I
wants-
don't deserve to be a giraffe.
I'll never wear it again.
I'll never be a giraffe again.
And that's why I don't go to the zoo anymore. All right? That's our boss.
Dear.
Good stuff.
Sailor, Hi to Sailor Emin, who says, it's just got here late. I just wanted to let Wilbourn know that Izzy Dame is the current girlfriend of Bron Breakker, who ironically, his first name really is Bronson. So thank you for that, Sailor
you go.
Emin.
There you go.
But as
Hit with
as
the
I
knowledge.
said, you know, you've pulled it back to 4-3, but you have the hardest question
It
in the
is the
quiz.
hardest.
Oh, it is the
in the
hardest
quiz.
question. It really is, as we found out a couple of weeks ago, where even when you know the answer and your brain gets confused, you somehow pick the right answer.
Let's go to the first one. Look at that.
Yep.
Question 10. One of Britt Baker's early matches, as we all know, was the
We all
AIW
know.
Absolute Title #1 Contendership 30-man gauntlet for the Gold Battle Royal.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that was some match, that.
Match of the year.
But who else?
Match of the year.
Who else was in that match? Was it?
Ooh. Women funny names. This isn't
he's
normal.
branching
Yeah,
out.
he's branching out.
That was an intergender match.
hope-
Was it?
Oh, there he goes.
I was going to say, let's hope it didn't get
Agenda
questionable.
match.
Let's go.
So who else was in the match? The AIW.
McBoob.
Farty McPoophead.
This is the AIW Absolute Title #1 Contendership
Vagina
30-man
John.
30-man gauntlet for the gold battle royals. You're getting too close to the answer. Shut up. Was it Dick Justice, Knob Vengeance,
Ooh, nice.
Penis Prosecutor, or Judge Chody?
That is, even by your low standards,
So you.
That's so proud
that
of
is the
one.
most like. Come on, make it fit. Come on,
Haven't I said
Judge.
before?
Jordy.
That's him Googling names for penises.
Penis synonyms.
I didn't have to think about that one because I know I'm a big fan of Judge Judy from back in the day, who's now, isn't she called Justice Judy or something now? Because she sold the rights to Judge Judy and made like £1 billion or something.
Only you would know this.
Yeah.
She was higher than the
Or
Rock.
Hamflet, to be fair. You or Hamflet would know this.
How much?
She was bigger than The Rock.
bigger
Actually, I
than
think
The
I quite like Judge Judy now. Sounds like a stand-up gal to me.
How much do you reckon Judge Judith Scheindler's
It's a
net worth
quiz
is?
within a quiz. Why are we doing this?
The internet thinks Simon Miller's worth $5 million.
yeah,
that's
so
true,
I'm
that's
not
true.
gonna believe this and say £50 billion dollars because she's American.
Or is she?
$480 million.
Yeah, I'm not gonna believe anything the internet says about people's net worth.
She got $47 million a year for Judge Judy, and then she sold the library for $100 million.
I would do the math there, then she's bumped herself for some cash there, surely.
You done what? Oh, bumped us. Yeah. So what are you going for? Dick Justice,
I'll
not
have
vengeance.
A, please.
No, let him read them. Oh, well, there you go. You know how upset he was. He didn't get to read them out again there. You know that. Come on, Phil. You know how this works.
What do you get?
Even if I win it sometimes by mistake. Go on. What were they anyway, just in case?
Just in case you were wondering, it was Dick Justice, Knob Vengeance, Penis
Oh,
Prosecutor.
but you're saying I'm sad now. Look, you've ruined it.
Or Judge Chody.
There you go.
Congratulations to Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers, co-winners of this week's quiz.
Did it again.
Let us know how you got on in the comment section or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch there. You can follow all three of us. You can follow Adam Nicholas at...
It's Adam Nicholas. You can also follow Phil Chambers at...
Fill my chambers. You can follow Wilbourn at
Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. The Dudley Boys Q&A is available right now, as well as the Smackdown preview, which, as always, maintains professionalism throughout, aside from maybe the odd tangents. Happy 4th of July to our American listeners, and if you're not from America, it's still the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July to you as well. Thank you to everyone who's joined us today. Thank you for your comments, your donations. Happy birthday again to Vanders. But for now, this has been WrestleCulture. My thanks to Adam Nicholas, to Phil Chambers. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Wrestling!
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.
I need a wee.
Yeah, you need
I'm
a wee.
so hot in this hat. I don't know how
I
you
need a wee.
survived in that
Need a
giraffe.
wee.
Oh, you go and have a wee
we
then,
still- we still
and I'll
on?
go to... Well, of course we're still on. What do you think I've got?
Oh!
Stretch arms, strong arms. All right, so now you're going to have to trust us.
2 more goes.
2 more goes. You've got to get it, though. I'm not going to lie for you on camera.
Yeah.
So he's basically trying to get this on a hanger that's over there. Oh, you know what? You had the spin right. You had the spin right. Chuck me a hat. That brown one though, not that one yet. Yeah, that one. Why not? Okay.
Okay, this is what you come for the quiz, stay for the hat shot.
Stay for the guys throw stuff out of camera. Oh! All right. I wish there was some.
Knock it up.
I wish there was some way of like being able to prove this. Sidgwick did the greatest one of these I've ever seen with the sunglasses.
when he
the other
knocked
week.
the,
This isn't going to go well because I've got to do it like that, like a
yeah, he
frisbee.
got it.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Oh, do you want to get it?
Not even close. Not even close. Pathetic.
Oh,
That was even worse. You landed in my hat. WWE in my head. Quick. Not there. I want to do it there. It feels weird doing it over there. Oh. 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 It's going further right. This is it. Oh.
Do you want to swap? Do you want to?
Yeah, no. I've picked my. I made my hat. I'll lie. I'll wear it. Here we go. Come on.
Oh! Right. This is. We're We're playing Chuck the Hat on this thing. We're still on, by the
We're
way.
still on. We're still on.
Chuck the Hat. Right, okay. For America.
For America. Actually, you should win this if anyone's going to win this.
Come on, for America.
And
America.
God bless the United States.
Can he do it? No, he can't. America.
Okay.
What have you done to America, Wilbourn?
Not my fault.
Having a terrible 4th of July.
Beautiful Bill Nicholas.
Why not get a hat?
You can't be trusted with headwear today.
Oh, that's a nice hat.
That's a nice hat. Where'd you get that from? All right. They can't see the rack.
Yeah,
Anyway, never mind.
But you were going in order?
My reaction.
Phil's going
All
to
right,
get
here we
this first
go.
time, by the way. I know what's about
But
to happen.
I'm going, yeah.
Well,
So.
you go first. Oh!
Close.
It's landed
I'm
on
not
it.
sure.
I was hoping it was going to
It
go,
needs
yeah.
to go. You know what?
I'll leave it, Phil.
You did get it though. So first of all, the 4th of July is saved. That's
Yes.
good.
That's good.
But it wasn't. It was saved with an asterisk. So there's now one more star on the flag.
Done to this hat.
Oh, is that Stax's hat?
Is that? Ah.
Oh, was he left it here?
He's good. He's a good guy. That
Can't
one
get it
who
on
used
the
to
plane.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh!
Oh,
Phil, let's go with this one.
first try would have been
Flipping
great.
it like that.
We can just do however you want, Phil.
Nope.
All right, cool. Right, one more try each, and then we're turning this off.
Right.
Thank you. Oh. All right. I don't want to go first, but I'm going first anyway. Because that's how I roll, bitch. All right. Good luck, everyone.
You've got the fan working against you. It's going to knock you off course. Shall I turn it
That's
off?
what it is. You know? No. You don't need that. It's too hot, damn it.
Too hot for that.
It's fine. Don't worry. It's throwing you off course.
It wasn't. It's probably going to go further in the wrong direction now. Okay, here we go.
We need betting for this, says Maggie in the chat.
All right. See you on the other side, boys. Indiana Jones, baby.
Oh!
So close.
Oh.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
That is the worst one you've done. Come on, Phil. No pressure.
Save it.
Nice one.
Save the weekend. Save the weekend.
Yeah! I can't see what he's on!
How do I move the camera?
I don't want to mess up the setup.
Yeah, we do. We'll take a picture of it and put it on Twitter.
everything else. Take the picture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should have videoed it. We should have
Should have
videoed them all.
videoed it.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, Ian Smith writes, throw forever.
All right, I'll go and get this ready. You say goodbye.
Is this what Netflix UK is like, says Barkeys. Thank you for sticking with us, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. Yeah. Enjoy Phil's birthday. Enjoy my anniversary. And enjoy the 4th of July. I won't be back next week, but other people will, probably. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.